Hi everybody, it's Christina. Welcome back to Adventures in Polish Land. Today I have a reading update to share with you and a little mini bookmark haul at the end as well. I've read 2 books since we last spoke, so let's go ahead and chat about those. The first one is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I have had this on my TBR shelf for so many years, and I decided I was going to pick it up and read it after all, and I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed it. My biggest critique when it comes to this book is that there are no women characters. Bilbo's deceased mother is mentioned in passing in order to build his character development, and then there is a line later on in the novel about the women and children staying behind in Esgaroth while all the men go off to fight in war. But otherwise, our dozens and dozens of characters in this book are all men. If I put that aside, considering this was written in the 1930s, I otherwise really enjoyed this book. I am familiar with the Lord of the Rings original trilogy. I have not seen the Hobbit movies though, and so this was my first introduction to that story in particular. I loved the adventure element in this book. It was really cool to see Bilbo and the dwarves interact with all of the different obstacles that come in their way. I also loved the scene where Bilbo meets Gollum. I thought that was really cool. And there were 2 themes for me that really stuck out. The first is the David and Goliath-esque theme, where Bilbo, the little hobbit, has to be the lead burglar on their mission to go defeat Smaug the dragon, and how at the beginning Gandalf has to step in and save the day all the time, but as the story goes on, Bilbo becomes more confident and more intelligent, and he's able to use his own intellect to solve their problems. I also really loved the theming of anti-capitalism, which was a bit surprising for me, but there are many quotes in this book where Tolkien mentions the badness of wealth and greed and riches, and how the world would be a much better place if we all had enough and we could care for each other and enjoy the things that we like to enjoy. I ended up saving a handful of these quotes to my Goodreads profile, so if you're interested, I will leave the link to my Goodreads in the description box below, and you can see the quotes that stuck out to me. I gave this book 4 stars. Obviously didn't like that it was a dude bro lit book, and I also found it a little dragging in the middle, but otherwise lots of adventure. I'm a bit intrigued to continue on with the series, but that's certainly not a priority, and like I said, I am familiar with that story through the movies, so I don't know if I'll read the books. Maybe I'll just rewatch the movies. The next book I read is The Vanishing Half by Bennett. I read her book The Mothers last year and really enjoyed it, so I was excited to find this one at the thrift store. This book is the story of 2 identical twin sisters. They come from a very small town in Louisiana called Mallard, and when they were teenagers, they ran away from home together, but soon they separated. One of them is Desiree. She has married another man and he is abusive towards her, so she escapes with her daughter and moves back to Mallard. Now, the thing about Mallard is it is a town primarily of Black Americans, but they are all very light-skinned and they all have internalized racism about people with dark skin. While Desiree's husband was very dark-skinned, and so her daughter is as well, and she sticks out like a sore thumb in this town. The other twin in the book is Stella, and we find out that she has started a new life as a white woman because her skin is light enough that she passes. So as you can see, we have a lot of interesting topics going on in this book. There is that racism element, the idea of passing and perception. What I love about Brit Bennett is that she handles these topics in such an open and honest way. Her writing is very approachable and easy to read, but it's not too simplistic, which I think is very difficult to do as a writer. And her stories always grip me in. I did not want to put this book down. I read it basically over the course of the weekend. I needed to find out what was going to happen. Another thing that I enjoy about Brit Bennett's books are her characters. Her characters feel like real people and she writes them so authentically. So in this book, it's really a generational story about the two twin sisters who are the mothers and then their two daughters, and not only how the mothers interact, but how the daughters interact. And it goes back and forth in time a little bit from the 1960s through the late 80s and early 90s. If you're interested at all in a gripping family tale that will make you think, I highly recommend this book. I definitely look forward to reading whatever Brit Bennett writes next. This one I gave a 4.5 star rating. So the next book that I am reading right now is Our Missing Hearts by Celeste. I just picked this up during my lunch break today and I'm already really enjoying it. But I thought I would share with you now the bookmarks that I bought because, as I mentioned in my reading goals video, I'm trying to read 100 books this year, and I thought it would be fun to get these reading log bookmarks from a small shop called Unicorn Eclipse. So the bookmarks are these beautiful designs that they create, and then on the back there's space to write down what book you read, when you started it, when you finished it, and then your star rating. So I got this one, which I'm using for January, and then I picked up two more. So let's see. I got this design, which is really cool. It's like a library with a cat, but then you can see out the window that it's underwater somehow. So I really like that design. Here's what the back looks like. And then I got this one as well, a beautiful botanical. And I kind of chose the colors to go with the colors in my planner that I'm using. I use the PopFlex Active Fit Planner. I've used that for several years now and really enjoy it, so I keep buying it. But those are the bookmarks that I got. I will link to Unicorn Eclipse in the description box. I don't have an affiliate link or anything. It's just a link to their website. But I believe they are having a sale coming up. They said it was going to be 25% off for their 4-year anniversary. So make sure to check out their website and see if things are on sale as you're watching this video. And then the last thing I thought I would do this year is I printed out a coloring map of the United States. And I thought it would be fun to color in every time I've read a book set in a different state. So for California, I read Save the Date by Allison Raskin, which I talked about in my last video, and then I decided to use the Vanishing Half for Louisiana because it is primarily set in Louisiana. They do travel to other states throughout the book, but I think Mallard, Louisiana is really the home base, so I'm going to keep filling this out throughout the year. I don't know that I have a goal to complete this, but I thought it would be interesting to see how many states I do end up reading from. And then if we get towards the end of the year and this is almost completed, I will probably make an effort to finish it. And I've just folded this and stuck it in the back of my planner as well. But that's everything for this video. I'm going to try to get this uploaded tonight on a Monday night. But if you're seeing this later, I hope you're having a great reading week. Let me know what you're currently reading in the comments, and I will talk to you next time.